Stay up out the way, don't get your issue splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Give me that. To the trends. See you, Lee, be the band.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Corner to Copa. This is another player profile edition. This is birthday edition. This is my birthday. It's 9/11. This is my birthday. Sorry, I didn't mean to add that to the player profile. But today we are talking about Jace Jung. Let me adjust something real quick. You know what? Nope. Is this live? Oh, wow. Let's do it. First live edition of player profile. Let's get the picture right here. There we go. Jace Jung. He is a Detroit Tigers prospect. He's 23 years old. He is a third baseman. Initially, he played second base and actually won the minor league equivalent of a Gold Glove at second base. But he was moved to third to make room for Colt Keith, who is obviously the Tigers' everyday second baseman right now. But he is 6 foot, 205 pounds. He bats left-handed and throws right-handed. He is the Tigers' number 5 prospect, and he is 60 overall in Major League Baseball. So definitely a highly touted prospect out of Texas Tech. His brother Josh Jung is already in the major leagues. He's been hurt all year, but he's making his rookie debut. He was called up in August to be the everyday third baseman when we moved on from Gio Urshela. Yeah, pretty much when we moved on from Gio Urshela, or maybe a little bit before that. But thus far, he's been pretty below average as far as hitting wise. He's not hitting for much power. He's pretty much been a slap hitter, a lot of soft contact, but he has elite plate discipline. He's below average in most hitting categories, including expected on base percentage, average slugging, etc. He's been very susceptible to swing and miss and striking out. On the other hand, he does have good plate discipline. He has an elite chase rate and an elite walk rate, and we will get to that in a little bit. Overall, he is hitting 226. His average is 226. He has 0 home runs and 3 RBIs, so not a ton of production. As far as his splits, ironically, he is hitting 300 against left-handed pitching, which kind of goes in small sample size, but in an encouraging stat given the regular AJ Hinch approach of batting lefties against righties mostly. He's hitting 212 against right-handed pitching and 52 at bats. So a small sample size altogether. He's hitting 147 with nobody on. He's hitting 321 with runners on base, but he's also hitting 176 with runners in scoring position. So he's hit well with runners on, but when it's time to lock in with runners in scoring position, he hasn't fared very well. When you look at the stats and the pitching in the pitch counts, he performs well early on in the count. So when it's 0-0, 1-0, 1-1, he's fared very well. I think that is because of his approach. I think that when he is aggressive early in the count, that bodes well for him. And when it gets into those later counts, I feel like he's taking a lot of close pitches and he has not got the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, he's a young rookie and he's just, it takes a while before you earn the respect of the umpires in a lot of those borderline pitches. So similar to Mark Canha, where we saw him take a lot of close pitches and he definitely walked a decent amount. You also saw him being called for a lot of called strikes that he felt was out of the zone. So yeah, I think that when he's aggressive early in the count and he's attacking, I think he's been a lot better. But yeah, overall, he hasn't hit for much power. He doesn't have a home run yet. He had a couple. He's definitely slapped a couple doubles to the opposite field, but for the most part, he's been spraying singles all over there. And other than that, he's been striking out a decent amount. He's an average base runner, despite the fact that he has a very, very slow sprint speed, which you wouldn't necessarily think, you wouldn't expect from a guy that, he has a pretty athletic stature. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. But he's not a very fast runner. He doesn't have any stolen bases. And as far as his defense, that has kind of been a work in progress. Obviously, this is his up into fall ball last year. That was the first time that he played third base, I believe, in his career. But obviously, we invested and put a lot of money into Cole Keith being the second baseman of the future. So with Jace Jung being developed enough hitting wise, and they knew that they were going to use him a lot this year, they thought that it was time to move him over to third base, being that obviously Javi Baez is the shortstop of the future. Well, or the shortstop for the foreseeable future, given his contract. So the only available position was at third base. And his outs above average is a -2. It's been up and down. He's definitely thrown a lot of balls into the dirt that Torque has had to dig out. And he's had his ups and downs. He looked very good at times, but he struggled. He's made some rough throws. I think it's been more so his throwing ability more so than his glove. I think the glove has always been there, which is why he was so good at second base. But as far as his future is concerned, he, those corner positions has been a struggle for the Tigers all year, especially on the infield. We've bounced around at first base. We've had everybody from Torkelson to when he was sent down. We had Mark Canha played some first. Gio Urshela played some first. Bly Madris played some first. Andy Ibanez played some first. But overall, my point is that we need more production and power out of that corner position. And not only has Jace Jung not hit for a good contact, but he hasn't hit for any power. And that means everything from doubles to triples to home runs. So it's tough to say what we're going to do with that position moving forward. Of course, we would like him to be the third baseman of the future. But going into next year, we definitely want to be more secure in some hitting production from that role. And it's tough to say whether Jace Jung is there yet. So going into the offseason, it'll be interesting to see what direction Scott Harris goes. Does he want to leave that position open at third base, which I lean to believe that they're not going to bring anybody that's going to put any type of pressure or any type of take away too many at bats from Jace Jung, and we're just going to have to bank on him being young and him develop, no pun intended, but young and developing into a more productive hitter, as well as continuing to ascend as a third baseman. Like I said, he will only have been in the third baseman role defensively for an entire year once we hit this fall. So I think there's more room for him to grow at third base, but it's just going to be a matter of him hitting for more power and just being more consistent and cutting down on the strikeouts as far as hitting is concerned. But that is Jace Jung. He's a rookie third baseman converted from second base, and we will see how things go the rest of the year. He's got we got a lot of, it won't be for any lack of pressure and importance for him at the plate, because we are fighting for our playoff lives right now. And he's going to get every opportunity. He's in the lineup every single day, left-handed, right-handed. He's in there. So that is Jace Jung. Me and Coach will have another show coming up on Monday. You will probably get some post-game recaps. There's some available on the channel and on Spotify and all those audio aggregators as well. And stay tuned if you're a Lions fan. We got an NFC North show coming up in about an hour. It's your boy Foster. Shout him out.